Are these all live mics? Are these live mics?
Or they'll probably roll them in and out when we need them.
I'm sorry, ladies. That you said. Yep, it is. Not yet. Okay, Rob.
New York State Racing Parimutuel Wagering and Breeding Law, Section 109A, provides that the Gaming Facility Location Board shall consist of 5 members appointed by the New York State Gaming Commission. 5 members having been appointed by the Commission affords the Board an ability to establish a quorum and undertake action. This present meeting of the Board is now called to order. Establishment of a quorum requires 3 members being present. Please indicate your presence when your name is called. Paul Francis.
Present.
Dennis Glazer.
Present.
Kevin Law.
Present.
Stuart Rabinowitz.
Present.
William Thompson.
Present.
Please let the record reflect that a quorum has been established, allowing the board to undertake business. Chairman Law?
Good. Thank you, Rob. Our first order of business today is first to review and approve the minutes of our December 9th, 2014 meeting. The minutes have been circulated. I'll take a motion by Bill, seconded by Paul.
Second.
Any comments, revisions, additions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes of December 9th, 2014 have been approved. Okay. We're not going to get to our presentation. I'd just like to, sort of give you folks a idea of what we're going to do today. First, I want to thank you all for coming. I've seen some of you several times in different parts of the states. And on behalf of all my colleagues here, we want to thank you for your participation to date. We want to thank you for your passion for your communities, whether you're in favor or opposed to a particular casino. And we want to thank you for your politeness and respect of us throughout the last several months, because I think, and we've heard from a lot of you, you acknowledge that we've had a challenging task on our hands, and we ask you to continue to share that politeness and respect with us throughout this meeting today. And again, we thank you for it. We're going to now go on to item 3 of our agenda, which is to discuss our selections and recommendations. We have before us a document outlining the board's proposed selection of applicants to apply for a gaming commission, to apply to the Gaming Commission for gaming facility licenses. I'd like to discuss the process that has led us up to this point. When we all volunteered for this important role, we collectively recognized the gravity of the decisions we would ultimately reach. The 5 members of the Gaming Facility Location Board have provided a public service with no compensation for any of us. We volunteered for this effort with full appreciation of the importance and the weight that comes with our decisions. We have taken the role very seriously. We have traveled the state. We have visited the locations of the proposed sites. We have heard from thousands of concerned citizens, consulted with renowned industry experts, and digested voluminous materials, all while applying our own individual and collective experience and expertise to make what we believe will be the best choices for the localities, the regions, and the entire state of New York. While some board members may not necessarily believe in the notion of casinos as a basis for economic development, it's important to note that that individual opinions on such issues were set aside, and each of us applied the statutory criteria to the best of our abilities. I'd like to highlight the important role played by the public throughout the process. We held 3 days of public comment sessions in September in Albany, Poughkeepsie, and in Ithaca. These events were well attended, and thousands of New Yorkers came to express their views. Some spoke from the podium. Others wore shirts expressing their support or opposition to specific proposals, and some are still wearing shirts. Others submitted written materials to the board before, during, and after the public comment events, and we fielded more than 12,000 public comments. We found many of these comments helpful to our deliberations, and we thank you all who submitted them to us. We also appreciate those who took the time and trouble to attend the public comment sessions, particularly those who spoke and submitted the written comments. Pursuant to Racing, Para, Mutual, Wagering, and Breeding Law Section 1306, this board has the power to select up to 4 entities to apply to the New York State Gaming Commission for a gaming facility license in 3 regions of the state as defined by Section 1310. Remember, we're the location board, and we make our recommendations to the Gaming Commission. Through market evaluation, review of the economic climate, and an examination of potential competitive scenarios in the regional gaming landscape, we have sought to select those proposals that would maximize prospects for sustained success and be in the best overall interest of the state of New York. In that regard, we have tried to select destination proposals of the right scope, the right financing, and the right locales that will have the best opportunity to in New York State and bring jobs and economic development to distress. Regions of the state. We were impressed by the strong interest in investing in the development of upstate New York and appreciate the effort, care, time, and skill that went into the preparation of business development at 70% weight, local impact and siting at 20% weight, and workforce enhancement at 10% weight. In addition, and of important note, we considered additional criteria as permitted under the statute. We asked which proposals best fulfill the intent of the Act in regard to providing economic assistance to disadvantaged areas of the state while enhancing upstate New York tourism industry. We also considered the challenge facing the gaming industry in other jurisdictions with the intention of maximizing the chances for sustainable success of facilities in the three regions that we had to choose from. Accordingly, the board weighed the strength of the applicant's capital structure and experience in similar gaming facilities. We looked at competition from other possible gaming facilities, particularly within the Catskills-Hudson Valley region. There were several attractive proposals in this region. Upon consideration of the proposals, in light of the spirit and intent of the Act, we first determined that one gaming facility license in the region should be awarded to a qualified and desirable applicant in Sullivan or Ulster County. We considered carefully whether it would be desirable to recommend 2 licenses in the region. Through research and analysis, we concluded that a license award to any of the 6 Orange County proposals would present too great a risk of precluding success of a project in Sullivan or Ulster County. There were other factors that contributed to this decision, including local opposition, environmental concerns with proposed sites that threaten to delay speed to market, traffic issues, and uncertainties about the financials of several applicants. Moreover, because of their proximity to New York City, granting a license to any of the Orange County proposals would have resulted in cannibalization of existing downstate gaming facilities. Therefore, we are not recommending the award of a license to any proposal in Orange County. We also concluded that granting licenses to 2 facilities within the Catskills would negatively impact each other. Therefore, we decided to recommend licensing for 3 destination gaming resorts, 1 in each of the 3 regions. These proposals are of the desired scope, size, and financing in locations that fulfill the intent of the law to enhance economic development in upstate New York and contribute to New York's tourism industry. For the specifics, I will call on my colleagues to assist me with the presentations, and we will start with the Catskills-Hudson Valley region, and I'll defer to Commissioner Stuart Rabinowitz.
Thank you, Kevin. In the Catskill-Hudson Valley region, this board recommends that the Commission consider Montrain Resort Casino in the town of Thompson in Sullivan County for the sole gaming facility license in that region. Montrain has submitted alternative proposals for several potential competitive scenarios. Because we are not recommending that a facility be licensed in Orange County or Ulster County, the applicable proposal is Montrain's quote, preferred scenario proposal. Montrain, a subsidiary of Empire Resorts, Inc., will be located in a planned destination resort known as Adalar in Thompson. Montrain proposes an 18-story casino, hotel, and entertainment complex featuring an 86,300 square foot casino with 61 gaming tables and 2,150 slot machines, 391 hotel rooms, multiple dining and entertainment options, and several meeting spaces. Adalar would feature an indoor water park and hotel, an entertainment village with dining and retail outlets, a golf course, and significant residential development. Montrain's total proposed capital investment is $630 million. Montrain states that the other components of the Adalar development represent potentially several $100 $300 million in additional capital investment. Montreal projects gross gaming revenues and gaming tax revenues in 2019 as $301 million in gross gaming revenue and $103 million in gaming tax revenues. Montreal's location in Sullivan County presents the potential, a unique potential, to help revive a once thriving resort destination area that has experienced a significant downturn and that has a tremendous need for economic development and jobs. We believe Montreal's inclusion in the Adelar development increases prospects for an attractive tourism destination. Montreal anticipates creating 1,209 full-time and 96 part-time permanent jobs. Montreal also anticipates using New York-based subcontractors and suppliers and has demonstrated very strong minority and women business enterprise procurement practices. The board finds that the design and amenities of Montreal's gaming facilities are strong, especially in combination with the other proposed elements of the Adelar development. Our casino consultant observed that the proposed casino configuration in Montreal is larger and more varied and potentially more interesting than some other competitive proposals. We believe the project is designed in a way that will optimize a resort experience and take advantage of its location within the Catskill Mountains. Because of Montreal's location in Sullivan County, the board also believes that Montreal will have a small adverse impact on other New York State racing, VLT, and tribal gaming facilities. The one exception may be Monticello Casino and Raceway, which is owned and operated by Empire Resorts, of which Montreal is a subsidiary. The board finds that Montreal has proposed a reasonable and credible financing structure. Montreal intends to finance the gaming facilities through a combination of equity via rights offering and institutional third-party debt. An affiliate of the Lim family of Malaysia, which currently owns a majority of Empire Resorts, has committed already to fully backstop the rights offering. Montreal also presents a debt commitment letter from a very major institutional lender which evidences the viability of the proposed debt financing. The executive team at Empire Resorts has substantial experience in developing and constructing and operating casinos and related facilities. Montreal presents a sophisticated analysis of the project's infrastructure and service needs and a reasonable mitigation plan for its impacts. Montreal demonstrates substantial local support and intends to partner with local businesses and promote regional tourism, including impact of live entertainment venues already in the area. Montreal intends to implement a workforce development program, and this is very important to us, that employs the existing nearby labor force, including those who are currently unemployed. Montreal states that it has the experience in recruitment, hiring, and retention of local labor that goes beyond equal employment opportunity initiatives. Montreal proposes to establish and implement an affirmative action program that identifies specific goals for the engagement of minorities, women, persons with disability, and veterans in order to increase the diversity of the gaming industry workforce. Empire Resorts has demonstrated very strong labor management cooperation, and Montreal has organized labor's support of the project through signed agreements. The board was impressed by Montreal's comprehensive measures to address problem gambling, including training their employees to recognize problem gamblers and problem gaming. Montreal commits to use sustainable development principles in construction and operation of the gaming facility and to establish robust and well-articulated human resource practices. Montreal also commits to purchase, whenever possible, domestically manufactured slot machines. We note that there were strengths and weaknesses among the 3 Catskill applicants, but we have concluded that Montreal offers the superior proposal based on the consideration of all the statutory factors. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Stu. I'm now going to go to the Capital Region and ask Commissioner Bill Thompson to report on the Capital Region.
Thank you, Kevin. And before I begin my comments, let me thank my colleagues first. They have invested countless hours, a lot of work as volunteers. And I have to tell you, I haven't worked with a finer group of people. So let me thank them for their work. And secondly, the staff, led by Robert Williams, the staff that worked with us did an excellent job. It was a lot of work and a lot of paper, and they did an excellent job. So, and as I said, I've worked in government for decades. This was among some of the finest work that I've seen. So, congratulations again. Thank you, staff. In the Capital Region, this board recommends Rivers Casino and Resort. We could change the, no, it's okay. This board recommends Rivers Casino and Resort at Mohawk Harbor in the city of Schenectady, in Schenectady County, to apply to the Commission for a gaming facility license. Rivers, owned by affiliates of experienced casino developer Neil Blum, would reside on a 60-acre waterfront location with a 50,000 square foot casino featuring 1,150 slot machines and 66 gaming tables.
Folks, I just ask you to please keep it down. We have a lot of important information to share, and I know there's excitement and disappointment out there, but we just ask you to please try to keep it quiet. Thank you.
And 66 gaming tables, including poker tables, a high-end steakhouse, and other casual and light fare restaurants, an entertainment lounge, a banquet facility, and a spa. The Rivers facility is part of Mohawk Harbor, a mixed-use waterfront development being completed by the Coletti Group, a large and experienced real estate developer, which combines residential, commercial, and retail uses, as well as a new harbor, riverfront trails, and open spaces. The Coletti Group will develop a hotel at Rivers facility with 150 rooms in addition to another planned 124-room hotel being developed on the northern portion of the Mohawk Harbor project. Rivers' total proposed capital investment is $300 million, and we note there are opportunities for enhanced economic impact in the region due to Rivers' inclusion in the Mohawk Harbor development, which is the subject of a separate investment of approximately $150 million. Rivers projects gross gaming revenues and gaming tax revenues in 2019 of $222 million and $82 million, respectively. Rivers anticipates supporting approximately 877 full-time and 193 part-time jobs in central Schenectady. Another compelling aspect of the Rivers project is that it supports the revitalization of the city of Schenectady by replacing one of the country's oldest brownfield sites. Rivers proposes to brand the hotel with the 4 Points by Sheraton or Aloft flags of Starwood hotels and resorts. We believe that branding the Rivers Hotel with a strong national hotel flag will be advantageous, particularly if the franchise arrangement facilitates Rivers' marketing of its casino to the flag's customer loyalty database. Rivers presents a credible plan to finance its project with a combination of equity from its members and institutional third-party debt. Rivers provides commitments from its owners to supply equity financing in certain amounts and, if equity needs exceed those amounts, states their capacity to provide full equity financing for the project. We also note that affiliates of Rivers have successfully raised capital in difficult financial markets and completed other comparable gaming developments on time and on budget. Gaming operations at Rivers will be overseen by local management and Rush Street Gaming, LLC, an affiliate of Rivers. Although Rush Street has not formally been designated as the operator of the facility, the ownership structure makes clear that Rush Street will be the driving force of Rivers operations. Rush Street is a gaming company with experience in developing, financing, and operating entertainment and gaming destinations on a scale comparable to the proposed Rivers project. The board finds that Rivers presents a complete analysis of anticipated local impacts and provides strategies for mitigation. Rivers demonstrates strong local support and has committed to partnering with local businesses and promoting regional tourism, including impacted live entertainment venues in the area. Rivers intends to implement a workforce development program that employs the existing nearby labor force, including those who are currently unemployed. Rivers demonstrates organized labor support of the project through signed agreements. Rivers presents sufficient measures to address problem gambling, including training employees in recognizing problem gambling. Rivers commits to using sustainable development principles in construction and operation of the gaming facility and will establish a hiring and training program that promotes a skilled and diverse workforce. The board finds that Rivers proposes to establish and implement an affirmative action program for the engagement of minorities, women, persons with disability, and veterans in order to increase the diversity of the gaming industry workforce. Rivers will purchase primarily domestically manufactured slot machines. While there were strengths and weaknesses among the 4 Capital Region applicants, the board concludes that Rivers offers the superior proposal based upon consideration of all of the statutory factors.
Thank you, Bill.
You did get the loudest hand. You did get the loudest hand.
All right.
From people who don't live in
Thank you, Bill. That's right. We now move on to the Finger Lakes Southern Tier region. I'll call upon our Commissioner Dennis Glazer for that report.
Thank you, Kevin. For the Eastern Southern Tier, Finger Lakes region, this board recommends Lago Resort Casino in the town of Tyre in Seneca County to apply to the Commission for a gaming facility license. Lago, a partnership of Wilmot Gaming and PGP investors, would include 94,000 square foot casino with 2,000 slot machines and 85 gaming tables, 207 hotel rooms, multiple restaurants, and other amenities. Lago's total proposed capital investment is $425 million.
Bill, Dennis? Oh. Excuse me, folks. I'm going to ask you, please, if you're going to have conversations, take them out to the hallway, please.
Lago's total
Thank you.
proposed capital investment is $425 million, far exceeding the proposed capital investments of the other 2 applications for this region. In addition, Lago's proposal is projected to generate significantly greater tax revenues to the state than the other applications for this region. Lago projects gross gaming revenues and gaming tax revenues in 2019 of $282 million and $80 million, respectively, and Lago will provide opportunities for enhanced economic impact and increased tourism in the Finger Lakes region. Lago anticipates creating approximately 1,250 to 1,500 jobs. Lago has signed a construction manager agreement, which includes a commitment to use a minimum of 95% New York-based contractors and 90% New York-based suppliers. Lago has organized labor support of the project through signed agreements. Lago proposes a thoughtful and well-designed facility and a reasonable and credible financing structure. Lago's developer, Wilmerite, Inc., has local real estate development experience, and the gaming facility will be operated by JNB Gaming, a company with extensive experience developing and managing regional casinos, similar in size and scope to Lago. While none of the proposals had the support of every potential neighbor, Lago has substantial local support and has demonstrated its intention to partner with local businesses and promote regional tourism. In making our decision, the board was mindful that the proposed facility in Tyre may create some traffic concerns for certain of its neighbors, particularly members of the nearby Amish community. As part of our recommendation, the board is asking the Commission to work closely with Lago to address any potential impacts this facility may have on the local community. While there were strengths and weaknesses among the 3 applications made in the eastern southern tier Finger Lakes region, the board concludes that Lago offers a superior proposal, and based upon consideration of all of the statutory factors, we select Lago Resort and Casino to apply to the Commission for a gaming license.
Thank you, Dennis. Next, I'm going to call upon Commissioner Francis to discuss some of the methodology that we utilized regarding the finances of these facilities. Paul?
Well, I'm going to very briefly discuss the methodology that we used to come to these decisions. We consider the advice and assistance from the Gaming Commission, numerous expert consultants, and a wide range of state agencies who have expertise in particular aspects of the topics that were covered by the RFA. These expert analyses included the revenue-generating capabilities of applicants, as well as advice regarding proposed financing and capital structures, credit support, traffic and environmental impact, and mitigation plans. We analyzed these analyses of revenue projection, potential cannibalization, potential impact of competing new casinos within a single region, and a range of qualitative factors that could affect the attractiveness of a new gaming facility, including development and operating experience, project design. In many cases, we sought and received additional analysis as we worked through our evaluation of the applications. We also reviewed projections of the proposed impact to state revenue after accounting of potential cannibalization of revenue from existing facilities, whether state VLTs or Native American gaming facilities. And because of the importance of the financial stability and sustainability of these facilities, the boards carefully consider the proposed debt and equity financing structures of the applicants and the reliability and sustainability of their financing plans. In doing this, the board considered debt equity ratios, earnings relative to proposed debt levels, interest coverage ratios, and the sensitivity of earnings to changes in results as a result of changes in the economic climate or margin compression. There were many factors we considered that address the economic distress within each of the proposed counties, including median family income, the percent of the population with a bachelor's degree or higher, median home prices, and of course the unemployment and poverty rates in these regions. With that, I'm going to turn it back to Kevin.
Thank you, Paul. I'd like to call on Commissioner Bill Thompson again to discuss how we try to achieve Governor Andrew Cuomo's goals regarding MWB requirements.
The legislature was very deliberate in requiring applicants for a gaming license demonstrate with great detail workforce enhancement factors. These included, but were not limited to, minority and women-owned business enterprises. To that end, we were very careful in requiring applicants identify their plans relative to such items as equal employment opportunities. However, in addition to that, we strongly recommend that the Commission implement conditions to licensure requiring that the 3 successful applicants to match or exceed the standards set by Governor Andrew Cuomo's executive order establishing a 30% goal for MWBE participation. We see no objective reason why the licensed candidates could not achieve these levels. Finally, believe that the regulations, and taking a look at those, along with consultation with the Dormitory Authority, indicate should fall under the governor's executive order, that the granting of licenses does do that. Finally, we also consulted with the Dormitory Authority of New York on how they monitor compliance with MWBE expenditures. They have readily volunteered, and under statute, I believe they are the agency that is the one that would monitor. They are happily looking forward to providing their services and assistance to the Commission in any manner requested. So we strongly recommend that the Commission consider this in its licensing process.
Thank you, Bill. To recap, and we then will need to entertain a resolution. Recapping, This board is going to recommend Montreal Resort and Casino in the town of Thompson in Sullivan County to be considered by the Commission for the sole license for the Catskill-Hudson Valley region, with the recommendation that the Commission take appropriate steps to ensure that Montreal is constructed as part of the Adalar project. 2, to recommend Rivers Casino and Resort at Mohawk Harbor in City of Schenectady in Schenectady County to be considered by the Commission for the sole license in the Capital Region, with the recommendation that the Commission take appropriate action to ensure that Rivers is constructed as part of the Mohawk Harbor project. And 3, to recommend Lago Resort and Casino in the town of Tyre in Seneca County to be considered by the Commission for the sole license in the eastern southern tier Finger Lakes region, with the recommendation that the Commission work with Lago's developer to address any potential impacts this facility may have on the local community. And to recommend that the Gaming Commission implement conditions to licensure requiring these 3 successful applicants to match or exceed the standards set by Governor Andrew M. Cuomo's executive order establishing a 30% goal for MWBE contracting. And to recommend that the Commission take appropriate steps to ensure that the selected applicants reach agreements to not take actions to increase debt-to-equity ratios beyond the levels presented in the applicants' proposals and/or standard industry practices. What we have before us discusses these recommendations and selections in great detail. As the statute requires, we will issue a full report of findings on all the applicants on or about 30 days. I'd like to ask Rob Williams now to read our draft resolution, a proposed resolution to the public.
Resolution of the New York State Gaming Facility Location Board to select applicants to be considered for gaming facility licensure by the New York State Gaming Commission. Whereas the New York Legislature passed in 2 consecutive legislatures in 2012 and 2013 concurrent resolutions to amend the state constitution to permit casino gambling. And whereas the people of the state of New York voted to amend Section 9 of Article 1 of the Constitution of the State of New York to permit casino gambling as authorized and prescribed by the legislature. And whereas the legislature passed and the governor approved the Upstate New York Gaming Economic Development Act in 2013, authorizing and prescribing casino gambling in New York State upon the appropriate amendment of the state constitution. And whereas the act authorized up to 4 destination casinos to boost upstate economic development, create thousands of well-paying jobs, and provide added revenue to the state, located in 3 defined regions of the state: Hudson Valley Catskill area, Region 1, Zone 2, Capital Region, Region 2, Zone 2, and Eastern Southern Tier, Region 5, Zone 2, with a second license to a qualified applicant to be awarded in no more than a single region. And whereas the New York State Gaming Commission established the Gaming Facility Location Board as prescribed by New York Racing Parimutuel Wagering and Breeding Law, Section 109A, to select up to 4 applicants following a competitive application process to be considered for gaming facility licensure. And whereas on March 31st, 2014, the board issued a request for applications to develop and operate a gaming facility in New York State. And whereas on June 30th, 2014, the board received 17 sets of application material from 16 entities in response to the RFA. And whereas on August 7th, 2014, the board determined that 1 application for Region 2, Zone 2 was substantially non-responsive to the RFA, and by unanimous vote eliminated such applicant from further consideration. And whereas on September 8th and 9th, 2014, each of the 15 remaining applicants made an informal introductory presentation of its applications to the board. And whereas at public comment events convened in each of the regions on September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th in Albany, Poughkeepsie, and Ithaca, respectively, the board heard comments on the 16 responsive applications from more than 400 individual speakers. And whereas the board received and cataloged more than 12,000 unique pieces of communications related to the siting of casinos, and whereas the board is required to evaluate the RFA submissions pursuant to the statutory criteria of PML Section 1320, and whereas the board is authorized under Subdivision 3 of PML Section 1306 to develop additional criteria to assess which applications provide the highest and best value to the state, and whereas the board is required under Subdivision 7 of PML Section 1306 to issue detailed findings of facts and conclusions demonstrating the reasons supporting its decisions to select applicants for licensure, and to issue a finding on how each applicant proposes to advance the criteria of PML Section 1320. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the board evaluated 16 applications based upon the statutory criteria of PML Section 1320 and the additional criteria developed by the board under Subdivision 3 of PML Section 1306, as to which proposals best fulfill the intent of the Act in regard to providing economic assistance to disadvantaged areas of the state while enhancing upstate New York's tourism industry. And be it further resolved that based on the board's evaluation, the board selects the following applicants to apply to the Commission for a gaming facility license: Montrain Operating Company, LLC, proposer of Montrain Resort Casino in the town of Thompson in Sullivan County; Capital Region Gaming, LLC, proposer of Rivers Casino and Resort at Mohawk Harbor in the city of Schenectady in Schenectady County; and Lago Resort and Casino, LLC, proposer of Lago Resort and Casino in the town of Tyre in Seneca County. And be it further resolved that the board hereby adopts its initial findings the attached selection of the New York State Gaming Facility Location Board dated December 17, 2014, which summarizes the board's evaluation and selection of applicants to apply to the Commission for a gaming facility license. And be it further resolved that the board hereby shall issue the findings required by Subdivision 7 of PML Section 1306 and PML Section 1320, with the intention of issuing such findings on or about 30 days following the adoption of this resolution. And be it further resolved that the aforesaid resolution shall be effective immediately. And be it further resolved that the chair of the board be authorized to sign this resolution indicating the assent of the board to its contents herein.
Thank you, Rob. I'll take a motion by Dennis,
So moved.
seconded by Paul.
Second?
Any comments, revisions, additions to the resolution? Hearing none. Rob, I'll ask you to take a roll call.
Kevin Law,
Yes.
Dennis Glazer,
Yes.
Stuart Rabinowitz,
Yes.
Paul Francis,
Yes.
William Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you, Rob. The motion approving those three casino resorts are unanimously approved. And folks, while the majority of the applicants are not moving forward in the process, the board wants to extend its gratitude to each of the applicants for their commitment and interest in helping to foster economic development in the state of New York, and to all the people in the communities that came out and spoke in favor or opposed to a particular entity. The entities that are moving forward now have a very important charge and responsibility at hand. They have, as they have throughout the entire process, they're expected to act and perform with the utmost integrity and accountability to the state. The Gaming Commission has already begun the licensing review process and intends to move promptly to issue licenses so that the construction can begin, jobs can be created, and the economic climate can improve. We want to congratulate all the successful applicants and wish them the best success on their developments. We want to thank the staff for all their hard work as they try to help us reach our selections. Again, want to thank the applicants, the public, and everybody participating. I want to thank my colleagues up here as well. We know we didn't make everybody happy, and we know we didn't make everybody upset. I will share with you that we took our job seriously. We did the best we could. It doesn't mean we're perfect. We did the best we could with all the information that we had available to us. And so we thank you for your again, your respect of the process and respect that you showed us at all of the various public events that we have. And we want to wish you all a very happy holiday season, and we thank you again for participating.